budget saving, macro friendly foods for lockdown, and this is a super important one. Not only will this help you save coin throughout this hard time, it'll also minimize your trips to the supermarket, which we definitely want through a time like this. Okay, so the first few things I want you gals to do even before hitting the shops is to dig through your fridge, dig through your freezer, dig through your pantry, and find out if you are doubling up on things unnecessarily. Are you forgetting about that bag of spinach at the back of the freezer and are buying more than what you need to? I know I'm not the only one who has forgotten about that frozen bag of vegetables at the back of the fridge. So have a big clean out. Find out if you are doubling up on anything, okay? That's the first thing. The second thing is plan your meals. You guys know I am a flexible dieting advocate, and the thing I love about it is I go into each day knowing what I'm going to eat, so there is absolutely no waste. I absolutely hate wasting food as a foodie, so start planning your week. What are you going to have for lunch? What are you going to have for dinner? What are you going to serve the kids? And that way, you won't be throwing out food unnecessarily because you just kind of gone about, the week willy-nilly. All right, so have an idea, sit down and decide what you're going to have for dinner this week, whatever. The third thing, an oldie but a goldie, no one really does this anymore. I personally do, just in the notes of my phone, write a shopping list. Like, how often have you just gone into the supermarket and grabbed things willy-nilly because, you kind of felt like it at the time, or, you thought you may need it, racking up your shopping bill, So write a shopping list and stick to it, okay? So there are the first three things that I want you girls to do, even before hitting the shops, all right? Clean out your fridge, clean out your freezer, clean out your pantry, find out what you already have, plan your meals and write a shopping list, okay? All right, let's get into this. So I think there's a common myth that eating healthier is more expensive, and it could not be further from the truth. Not only that, you can kind of see how if you are overweight or you're tipping the obese category, medical bills beyond the coronavirus, you think about drug subscriptions, decreased work capacity perhaps, that shit builds up long term. So not only being aware of this bloody fly. Not only being aware of this now will save you long coin, but short term will save you coin in the supermarket. So it's a win-win. Nothing more motivating than that, right? Okay, so through all my research, I have found that the more unprocessed the food, actually the cheaper it is. So like a big one, you think about oats and cereal, rice, and a good example that I found in the supermarket during my research was a 1 kilogram box of oats is $4. And now keep in mind, oats keep you fuller for longer, higher nutritional benefits, they're versatile. You can use them in the smoothie, protein pancakes, whatever, have a long shelf life. Compared to 500 gram box of cereal, which is $6. Now, that's a no-brainer, right? You get more servings per packet with the oats, a really long shelf life, and you get more bang for your buck just by being aware of that simple swap. And yeah, like it's a no-brainer. And this is a common trend that I found as well. So like a block of cheese was more value than shredded cheese, or a can of beans was more value than refried beans. So the more unprocessed the food, the actual cheaper it was. So you can see how eating healthier is actually being more expensive is actually a big common myth. So swipe that away from your brain. It's bullshit. All right, cool. So that's the first thing. Good example with the oats. It's the same with the rice. So make sure you're getting the best bang for your buck there. Okay, second point, frozen veg. And I have been an advocate for frozen veg even before all this went down in the world. I always have a bag in my freezer. They have an amazing long shelf life. There is absolutely no waste. So you can just kind of take it as you need need to and leave the rest in the freezer. And not only that, you'll never be caught without veg in your meals, because you always kind of have something there if you're shopping smart, right? Now, I'm not saying don't buy fresh. I'm just saying they have a very short shelf life. And you need to ask yourself, are you getting the best bang for your buck buying this fresh produce? And are you going to use it all? Because remember, we want to minimize waste. So I know for me, I really like frozen veg because they're sold in big bags. You get good bang for your buck and they last a really long time. And not only that, they really have high nutritional value. I did a little bit of research on this. And I compared fresh strawberries to frozen strawberries. There's a big plane going overhead right now. Hopefully it hurries up. Fresh strawberries for 250 grams was $3.90 on special, and a kilo, 500 grams of frozen strawberries was $4. Now that's a no-brainer, right? You're literally getting double for the same price with frozen strawberries. They last longer. You can use them in things like your smoothie on top of your oats, and they have a really high shelf life. So I guess ask yourself, are you getting the best bang for your buck? Should you get frozen strawberries instead of fresh strawberries? And if you do get fresh strawberries, are you going to use them all? You know what I mean? So definitely really be aware of that, okay? Okay, the last thing I wanted to talk about was meat. So right now I know a lot of you are struggling to get meat. A lot of it is being snapped up pretty quickly. Eggs are an amazing alternative. I mean, they're high in protein, they keep you full, they're versatile, and they have a really long shelf life. Now, what I want to highlight is don't dismiss our supermarket brands. It has been found that they are 40% cheaper than other brands. And I did a little bit of research with eggs. So like the Woolworths eggs were $3.90, $4.90, $3.90 I think, while other brands got up to $7.90 for the same thing. So you can see how just making that one brand swap, not only with eggs, but also things like rice and those kinds of things, can just save you that coin. So be super aware of that. Don't dismiss the supermarket brands. Just on the topic of meat as well, I have found that if you could possibly time your shop with when most of the sales are on, it's a really good thing to do if you can. Like, I'm a really big fan of turkey breast, and I just find that on a Sunday they're typically discounted, so that's when I like to go to the shops and grab some, saving me that extra coin. So if you can, be aware of when those discounts are happening and when you can time your shop for that, okay? All right, but if you can't, eggs, versatile, long shelf life, no waste, and yeah, keep you full, and nutritional benefits are through the Richter. So yeah, stock up on those. And the last point I wanted to highlight is growing your own produce. Like, I think there's no better time than now. Like, if you're stuck at home and you have a bit of a green thumb, grab some seeds, and start growing your own herbs. I mean, they'll always be fresh. They're cheap. You have that extra time at home, and you'll have a constant supply of them. I mean, I personally haven't done this myself yet, but I think it's a great idea. So if you already have your own herb garden going, or if you're already growing tomatoes, like, good on you. I think that's a great way to save coin and to save trips to the supermarket, and I think that's a really good idea. So yeah, something that you might want to think about. They're my top tips for saving coin throughout this hard time. You can see how not only getting in these habits will help you through the hard time that we're going through right now, but also long term, reducing costs on medical bills will help you live longer and save you coin long term too. So it's really important that you do make this a lifestyle. Any questions that you have about this video, any questions about training or coaching, or how you can just get started through a time like this, please don't hesitate to email me, DM me, talk to me. I would be more than happy to have a little chat, and I really hope this helped. And stay safe. Get started with cleaning out your freezer, fridge and pantry, and be smart in the shops. All right, I'll talk to you soon.